Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go over the probabilistic and the statistical advantage of trading using the time of the day as well as the initial balance range. So here on the bottom left I have time of the day report for the NQ, and on the bottom right I have the time of the day report for ES. So what it is showing us is, so this 1234 is what we're seeing is the hour of the day in New York time zone, and as we could see around 9 and the 10, which is like the opening range or the uh, initial balance range to be precise, is 9 to 10, and most of the times the low or the high of the day forms during that time of the day, or else it's forming around 1 hour before the equities close. So with that information, let's go over to another website where I found a lot of beautiful and very informative statistics about the NQ and ES, and one of the thing is the open types. I was really fascinated by that. So there could be four possibilities of opening range at the 9:30, and today in NQ we had one of the playbook that he has mentioned, which is higher out range. So basically higher out range is an open above the prior day's high, and that's as simple as that. So if I go back here, so this is the 9:30 open and this is the yesterday's close. So we opened above and high uh, out of the yesterday's close, so that stands for the HOR. And if I have to go back to one of his playbooks where he uses this information along with the IBL and IBH and IBL. Uh, when the market opens higher out range, either the IBH or the IBL is broken 97% of the time, and the IBH is favored only 8%, which means the IBH is only taken at the 8% of the time, is what he's saying. So now let's go back to the volume profile with IBH and IBL laid out for us. So this is the chart of ES, and so I have the opening range or the initial balance range is mapped out with the 1.5 extension for the initial balance high and the low. Here, as we could see, around 1 12:30 during the lunch session, we took out the initial balance high, and then we came back immediately, and then we traded below that. But on the other side of the NQ, we did not trade on the initial balance high, but we did trade on the initial balance low. That means we swept the initial balance lows and then we pushed higher, but we failed to make the high of the day around that time, as in like we did not take out the high BH, but wherein in ES we took out the initial balance high. So in that way, could NQ made the high of the day around the opening range alone? Since we have not taken it yet, that means could this price action movement be denoting that since we did not take it, and on ES we took it here, so this is high and this is a lower high, and this could be the high of the day. So factoring that, we have I do upgrade the ICT concepts as well. So here we have a good breakdown of the market structure. Like we ranged around here, and the ES we took the highs and then we pushed down, and around the 1 o'clock of the day we had a beefy candle, and on the ES we do have around the 1 o'clock we do have this candle which shows a significant down movement. So we have this fair value gap, as ICT says, because I don't find any fair value gap properly, but around that 1 o'clock sharp we do have a clear fair value gap, and we were just trading around the VWAP. So factoring in this, since we took out this high in the ES and on the NQ we did not take that high, so that tells me that this could be the high of the day on the ES, and this could be the high of the day on the NQ. So now the interesting fact is, on the ES we did not trade the lows. Now since we taken this I, there could be possibilities that the IVL could be taken out, because we have the higher chances of now going into the IBL, since we have taken the, so this happens only 8% of the time, but on the NQ this did not happen, so that IBH getting not broken is still intact. And now, even though we have taken the IBL on the NQ, we still haven't taken on the ES. So now the calculated and educated guess would be, after this happening, we can expect that the IBL to be retested. So with that in mind, here we can see this is a top heavy distribution where we closed below the body of this candle closed below the fair value of this volume profile, which means the sellers were in control at this time. So if the price comes to this to retest at this, probably the sellers will show their hands and try to show like more selling. So that's looking like that in ES. If I go to NQ, we do have the same trading here, and then we have this one here. We have a good number of volume happening here after the initial balance happened here. And if I go here, we have some sort of neutral price action, so the volume profile happening, and then we show some significant down movement. Now, as to find an entry, uh, if I go to this, so we have taken the high of the day initial balance, and we have formed the high of the day. Now we showed a good down movement, and we could have entered here because I could see a fair value gap here, but we had a double confirmation on this break of low, and here we have entered. So now if I have to look for an entry, I could have entered at this fair value gap probably. And as to check if I have my, yeah, that aligns with the OTE pattern as well. So we have this as a significant high. So the initial balance low is at this point. So the initial balance low comes at 3508, I think so. So this is ENQ and this is ES. Yeah, the initial balance low comes at 8.50. So yeah, that could be our first target. The second target would be the 1.5 extension of the initial balance low. That would be around 50 5302 5302, and we tagged 5302 as well, I believe. Yes, and interestingly we found some bounce around that level, and we closed below that, and then we made the low of the day around the last minute of that 15, which is like the whatever the statistics we saw here, the time of the low of the day forming most of the time at the 3 p.m. of the New York time zone. So all this has given me a good setup for me, and we had a low risk high reward trade on this, which I failed to take, which I should have taken, but I knew about this only after the trading session happened. So going forward, I'm going to test this and collect a lot of data along with ICT concepts. So yes, thank you everyone.